Good morning. We are Group 1 Computer from 10 Nationalism. This is Charles Macaraig. This is Dael Balbacal, Amadeo Cantos, and Dania Perez. This is also Mark Alcantara. A sequence control structure is the simplest type of control structure in Python. It is a program that runs statements one by one in order from top to bottom. There are no conditions or loops involved in the code. The code just follows the exact sequence written by the programmer. In this example, the program prints each line in the exact order they are written. Sequence is important because Python executes instructions step by step. To get started with Python, you need a website or app to use and write your code. I recommend python.com or Notepad++. These are sites that specialize in helping people with Python scripts. And here are some tips and commands to get you started. Python reads code from top to bottom. Always use proper indentation. Variables and names should not have spaces. You can use underscores instead. And here are some codes: print, name, age, print, and print.
Here is an example of a variable. Age and name are the variables in this example. They store the values 16 and the name Dea. These can be changed. Here is an example of a literal. Literals are values that are stored in the variables. So for this example, the score is 67. 67 is, while the constants are those values that do not change throughout the program, they should not be changed at all.
Logical operators are used to combine or modify conditions in Python. They work with Boolean values and help programs make decisions. The AND operator returns true only when all conditions are true. The OR operator returns true when at least one condition is true. Meanwhile, the NOT operator reverses the result of a condition. Logical operators are commonly used in decision-making statements, like if, elif, and loops, to control how a program behaves based on multiple conditions. A list in Python is a collection of items stored in a single variable. Lists are ordered, meaning each item has a position and they are mutable, so their contents can be changed. Lists are created using square brackets, and they can store different types of data such as numbers, strings, and Boolean values. Lists are widely used to organize data, manage groups of related values, and make programs more efficient and readable.
Now, let's talk about if, elif, and else statements in Python. These are used when the program needs to make decisions. It checks if a condition is true or false, then shows the correct output. For example is, I am 16 years old, so the condition is false. The program will print, I am not allowed to vote yet. Let's summarize the coding examples we discussed. First, we learned about the sequence control structure, where Python runs the code step by step. Next, we discussed the keywords, variables, and identifiers. Keywords are special words, while variables store data. We also learned about statements, indentation, and comments, which help organize and explain the code. Lastly, we studied the data types, if, elif, else statements, and lists, which help Python make decisions and store multiple values. That's all. Goodbye.
It shows us the various data types used in programming. First is int, which stands for integer. Integers are whole numbers like 10, 5, or -3. We use this when there are no decimals involved. Next is float. Floats are numbers with decimal points like 3.14 or -0.5. These are used when we need more precise values, especially in calculations. Then we have string. Strings are made up of text or characters like words, sentences, or even symbols. Anything inside quotation marks is considered a string. Lastly, we have operators. Operators are symbols that let us perform actions on data, such as adding numbers, comparing values, or combining strings. Basically, they tell the program what to do. Statements are lines of code that tell Python to do something like printing a message or storing a value in variable. Indentation is the space at the beginning of a line, and in Python, it is very important because it shows which code belongs inside blocks like if statements or loops. Comments are notes written with a hashtag that helps explain the code and are not executed by the program.